Texas Health. Mansfield Stadium is the place to be this evening in the Western Conference. North Texas SC welcomes in Minnesota United FC2 for this very important matchup late in the season. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Right now, these two teams are neck and neck in the playoff race coming into today. North Texas sits at 9th in the Western Conference standing. Minnesota currently sits at 10th in the standings, and this is what both coaches are calling a six-pointer. Depending on how these matchups go, there could be a lot of movement for both North Texas and Minnesota United. You see the standings right now as a whole. Austin and Portland already in the playoffs. Houston has an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot tonight. And as you look down at that 9th and 10th spot, you see North Texas just 2 points out of a playoff spot. Minnesota United 3 points out of a playoff spot. And so North Texas is going to play St. Louis a little bit later on in the season. That means that they could move as high as 5th as this season wears on. And for Minnesota, they are running out of opportunities to cement themselves in the playoffs for back-to-back seasons. Here is the 11 for John Gall. Sits out a 4-3-3 after their 0-0 draw, but earning the extra point versus Austin on Wednesday. 3 changes made from that lineup. Timmy Ospina comes in. Nick Simmons will start at the number 9, and Leandro Gonçalves comes in for Lucas Martins, who picked up a red card and serving his suspension today. Always when North Texas is on the field, you have to look out for Edu Neese. 9 goals on the year, but he is in a bit of a slump, and Coach John Gall said he just needs a goal, and things are going to start gushing again for Neese. And for Minnesota United FC and Coach Fernando Ali, he says out of 4-3-3, they're coming off a 1-1 draw, and they dropped the extra point versus San Jose recently, but they have had a couple of weeks to train and feel they are ready for this matchup versus North Texas that likes to play in transition. They make 2 changes. Hector Cruz comes on for Max Harwood, who goes to the bench, and Kane Rizvanovic returns to goal for Minnesota United FC2. Rizvanovic, the starter for the United States men's youth national team at the U20 CONCACAF Championship, started the final, and the United States lost that final to Mexico, but made it back to the final for another season. And so Rizvanovic returns, and it's a welcome sign for Minnesota United FC2, specifically because of the organization that he brings to the back. There have been a couple of issues recently for Minnesota, and talking with Coach Fernando Ali about the situation for this side. They have gone ahead in multiple matches recently, and 4 matches they have gone ahead. They have won just one of those matches, albeit one of their biggest victories of the season versus Austin FC2. And this is something to note. Minnesota is the only team to have beaten Austin this year. Austin has 2 losses. Both of those came to the Loons, and so those something to think about. If you're North Texas, you know what is going to be on the other side. And similarly for Minnesota, you know what's on the other side for North Texas. They're coming off one of their better results recently. Coach John Gall is hoping for some consistency with this squad. They've shown that they can play with anybody. They've also shown that they can have and make mistakes versus anybody, and that is the MO for both of these sides. So whichever team can play mistake-free football tonight is probably going to come out with the result that they're looking for. 3 points tonight would be huge for either side. It firmly puts North Texas in the playoff push, and for Minnesota, it sets them up to be level with teams in 7th and 8th right now in the playoffs. So North Texas rocking the white jerseys tonight here at home, and for Minnesota, they will be in black. This is just the 5th ever match here at Mansfield Stadium. It was opened in the month of July. North Texas has 1 win, which came in their first match versus St. Louis, and they have a loss and 2 draws. And so after falling versus Portland 3-0 prior to their matchup with Austin on Wednesday, they got a result versus the Verde and Black, and they're hoping to add to that momentum here late in the season. Eric Demora was fantastic in that match, especially in the penalty shootout where he stopped 3 straight shots to give North Texas the extra point. And for Minnesota, again, trying to keep pace in the playoff push. Moments away from kickoff. There is the opening whistle. Luke Hilly sends it back, and we begin. Minnesota and North Texas battling in the West this evening. And 3 points on the line. 3 points for either side would put them in the playoffs if things ended today, which means that both of these sides will come out with a lot of energy early on. Immediately, Minnesota on the hunt. Vigilante trying to play the ball centrally. He's closed down, and Daniel Barron sends it out. For North Texas, mentioned their last match here at home just a couple of days ago. They rested on Thursday, gave themselves a chance to relax, recuperate, and recharge. And then on Friday in training, focus on a couple of things in regards to their finishing. Coach John Gall believes that they had enough chances versus Austin, had 20 shots versus Austin on Wednesday, so they firmly believe they'll be able to create enough chances versus Minnesota today. And for Minnesota, Coach Ali said the same thing about their match versus San Jose. As Barron once again in the thick of things. Philip Tarnoot quickly back on his feet. But finishing the point on Coach Ali, he said that they've created enough chances recently, regardless of who they played. San Jose has a similar MO defensively to Austin. They're both very good. They don't allow a lot of goals, and so Minnesota's ability to create chances was key, but they did not finish those chances. And the situation usually, when you don't finish the chances, it comes back to bite you. And so now Hector Cruz goes back to Luciano Pacoda, and now this is Andy Ferris. Darius Randall into Cruz, and ball's out for a Minnesota throw. These two teams have met twice already this season, have split those meetings. Minnesota winning first 1-0, and then North Texas defeating them 2-0. So this is the rubber match, and this one of high importance late in the year. Randall, second leading goal scorer, finds Andy Ferris. Now Vigilante. All the way around to Philip Tarnoot of Monrovia, Liberia. Tarnoot stays in possession but cannot work his way around Gonsalves. So North Texas the first time to have possession. Slade Starnes the captain. And Alvaro, the two center backs today. Enzo Newman and Gonsalves will be on the right and left flank. Excellent early ball to Daniel Barron. Slides it out wide to Edu Nice. Nice fires in a cross, headed high into the air. Rizvanovic easily brings it in. Kane Rizvanovic playing with the men's youth national team down in Mexico for the CONCACAF championships. And he spoke with Aaron Tomic, the information director for the second team, and said he really enjoyed that time. Felt it was a great experience and learned a lot, but he's ready to be back with his squad. Alvaro now back to Slade Starnes, the consistent captain for North Texas this season. Starnes, a former academy member for FC Dallas. Now Albaro races past the first man. This takes a deflection. Ferris into Randall. And now a stoppage of play. And it will be a drop ball. And Hilly just too antsy. The ball was dropped, and he was just too close. So you can see he's ready, and now play resumes. 5 minutes gone. No score between North Texas and Minnesota. Currently 9th and 10th in the standings, respectively. North Texas in 9th and Minnesota in 10th. The two switching after both having draws in their last matches, and with North Texas earning the extra point, they jumped the Loons in the standings right now. DeMora played his collegiate soccer at Duke, the goalkeeper who beat Princeton last year when they were number 3 in the nation. Sends the ball long. Lewis was the intended target, but it's now Vigilante who works back to Tarnu. This is one thing North Texas has wanted to be better at this season. They're a very good team playing in transition and playing quickly. Can they play patiently? That is the question. Nice jumping in. North Texas will keep possession. Leads the team in goal contributions, just Nice, but Coach Gall said he's been pressing a bit. Has not scored in a little bit of time. Nick Simmons will trudge for this, but this was last played off a North Texas player, and it will be a goal kick. And thinking about Edu Nice and how important he is for North Texas, if he's pressing and not playing freely, it's like when your clock needs to be retooled or rewound. It's just a little bit off. And for those watching, you know, if something's just a little bit off, that makes all the difference. Gonsalves back to Daniel Barron. And now Gonsalves out wide. Pulls it back to Nice. Good ball to Swan. Caleb Swan still with it. Nice out wide to Lewis, but he was offside. Here's the action here. You see where Lewis is right now, just trying to get back on side. And down the line, you can see that he was in an offside position. We move towards the 10th minute. No score between Minnesota and North Texas. Darius Randall gives it right away to Nice. Edu Nice stings the palms of Kane Rizvanovic. But that should get the juices flowing for Nice and North Texas. That looked like a player praying freely, just sensing that the ball was going to come back. It was right on it. As you see here, Rizvanovic saw it the entire way. Nice put a good charge into it. But the USC national ready for that. Now off the corner. Ball chested around. And Gonsalves plays it forward. Caleb Swan quickly into Newman. But Tarnu is there shielding him off. And Philip Tarnu once again showcasing his strength and defensive ability. So Tarnu, the Liberian international, has capped with the senior national team. 8 appearances, including World Cup qualifying and the Africa Cup of Nations qualifying. An asset for Minnesota for sure, as he's currently on loan from Watanga in Monrovia. Randall is fouled by Enzo Newman. Play resumes as Andy Ferris, one of the youngest ever participants for Minnesota, moves the ball along. Ferris' first appearance at 15 years of age for the second team. So even with 3 years of experience, he's still a youngster. This is Ferris on the ball now. Gliding in possession. Locates Darius Randall. Randall with 3 sets of eyes on him. The ball will pop to Vigilante, who lets it run. Now Hilly. It's good action there as Vigilante let it run for the shot by Pacoda. Now Nick Dang plays pass out wide with Vigilante. Ruiz is fouled. So now a free kick for Minnesota. Quickly played. Gonsalves is first there. Edu Nice with a big swing up high. And now play will come to a halt. And so it looks like play was just halted for the injured player, but North Texas will keep possession as Leandro Gonsalves has a quick conversation with John Gall. Coach Gall, a longtime member of this franchise, as coach at the youth level, was a first-team assistant when North Texas ended up winning the MLS Next Pro Cup back in 2024. And was given the job back in 2025 after the new staff with Eric Quill came in. Eric Quill also a former coach of the second team. North Texas loves to build from within, and they love to accept their own back. You think of the likes of Slade Starnes, who's one of those players. Starnes, who's a former member of the academy and played at SMU, close to home. Now Vigilante being guarded by Starnes. Vigilante pulls it across, and now Alvaro clears it away. So Simmons will chase after this. Rizvanovic to Tarnu. This ball into no man's land. Lewis trying to fight for it. And once again, Rizvanovic, he'll play it on the ground, and it's taken away. Caleb Swan. Daniel Barron takes a shove. He still has it. Swan being brought down. And the fans believe there should be a penalty, but our referee does not. So let's take a look at this again. Swan kind of being held up, but he also has a hold of Nick Dang's jersey. And so with both of them in each other's pockets, nothing is giving. So we are in the 15th minute now. No score still. Big switch to Randall. He'll control. Darius Randall. Watched by two. Ferris ends up with it. A little nutmeg by Andy Ferris, but over rope with a clearance as this ball goes out for a corner. This portion of the match is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. A quarter of an hour gone, and our first corner of the match. Minnesota has just 1 point in their last 3 matches. Out swinging ball from Friedman. And punctuated high into the air. And now a player is down for Minnesota. Some tough matches for Minnesota recently. They fell to SKC 1-0. Also mentioned the match last time out versus San Jose, in which they were in front but conceded a goal with the ball just rolling back past the goalkeeper on a misplaced pass back. And also have the loss to Portland 2-1 over their last 3 matches. Winless in 3, trying to change that on the road. First step is to go ahead. Lofted out, swinging ball will take a bounce inside the 18 and then roll to Pacoda. Gonçalves wins it and just taps it out. It's last off of Leandro, and it will be a throw-in. First team sometimes likes to have long throws in these situations, but Minnesota will play it short. Clarkson, Ferris. And now Friedman. Good defending by Gonçalves. Friedman digs it out, however. Now Pacoda around one man. Now Randall. Randall to the end line and just ran out of space. Enzo Newman did well to cut off the angle and make things difficult. Enzo Newman, the former MLS Next All-Star, collegiate teammate of Logan Farrington, who is a consistent member of the first team for FC Dallas. And Demora has this run out of his box. He'll boot it away. Simmons, a heavy first touch, gives it away to Minnesota. And now the Loons on the hop. This is hit first time, but too high by Hector Cruz. Those are the little mistakes that you don't want to happen if you're Nick Simmons, because it sets up this opportunity. Cruz has information on that ball, so knows to hit it first time and try to get his leg around it to whip it into that bottom corner, but just did not strike it cleanly. Did keep his head over the ball and was leaning back a bit on that shot. 20th minute of action. Good control this time by Simmons. He'll make the run. Nice. Excellent ball into Barron. Great control, but Daniel Barron was offside. That was developing sweetly for North Texas, but it sours in the end. Ferris along to Darius Randall, the first teamer. Good idea. Enzo Newman snuffed it out, however, for North Texas. On the counter press, Randall making it difficult on Alvaro. He's making it difficult on himself as well, as that is a foul. So neither side really grabbing hold of momentum just yet, as we've played 20-plus minutes for Minnesota defensively. They haven't given North Texas a real chance to take a shot on goal. The only shot off the turnover. Edu putting it on frame and forcing a save out of Rizvanovic. Maybe that changes here. Barron being held up by Pacoda. And that's good defending by Luciano Pacoda. So Pacoda, who played 4 years at Ohio State, made more than 70 appearances for the Buckeyes and even made it to the College Cup national semifinals while there. Shows that Buckeyes grit, forcing that foul. So Rizvanovic lets this fly. First header by North Texas. And Rizvanovic ends back up with it. Alvaro with Randall looming. Makes a turn. Ospina in some trouble and gives it away. Hilly with it. And Hilly has this all the way to Freeman. And so Luke Hilly felt somebody on his back. No foul given, as there are 2 players down now. And it looks like it's Alvaro. So you see there, Hilly went down. Alvaro's foot got stuck under him as he went to the ground. And now Alvaro is in some pain. Alvaro, the center back for North Texas, made his MLS debut last year for FC Dallas versus Sporting Kansas City on June 14th. The second team starter from Brazil. And looking like he needs some medical assistance on his leg. So now he's being helped to his feet. Just trying to make sure everything is stable with that right foot. He's going to have to move with pace and agility with Darius Randall coming down that left side. And so Alvaro gingerly walking off as he grabs at that right foot again. So North Texas will play down a man for the time being. Well, Alvaro is tended to. We will have a hydration break when we reach 30 minutes played. 82 degrees here in the summer in the Lone Star State. This is a beautiful stadium. Texas Health Mansfield Stadium, the place to be in the Western Conference tonight. 2 teams in dire need of a result. Demora sends it long. It'll take a bounce and run out. Tarnu shoves down Barron. And he'll say it was shoulder to shoulder, but it was shoulder to back. As Barron goes back down, you see here, you might have a bit of a case, but Barron went down easily, absorbed the contact. It's a smart play from him. This portion of the match is brought to you by Children's Health, the official healthcare partner of FC Dallas and North Texas SC. 26th minute, still no score, in a very cagey affair between the 9th team in the Western Conference standings, North Texas, and the team currently sitting in 10th. For Minnesota, they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. And for North Texas, they are just 2 points out of a playoff spot. Some pushing and shoving, and so the foul is given. If North Texas was to earn 2 points tonight, they would still be in 9th because both Tacoma and San Jose have more wins in regulation. But a win for North Texas means things would be a little different. This is Randall. Leaves it for Ferris. Anderson Ferris pulls this back. Hit with fury, and a save made by DeMora. Second shot blocked away. This one, oh! Philip Tarnu will not be denied. A wonder goal from Tarnu, and Minnesota takes the lead on the road, 1-0. First off, Ferris does well as he lets this go for Pacoda. DeMore makes a great initial save, but Ferris, just being strong, keeps this alive. Then off this other block, Tarnu gets it out of his body, and oh, wow, that's just a gorgeous strike from Tarnu. It's moving. DeMore even gets a hand to it, and it does not matter. And Minnesota takes the lead versus North Texas. So now Minnesota, they currently sit on 8 wins. And so a big opportunity for them as Rizvanovic will come out for this. Coming into today, they had 8 wins on the year. And so if they can take all 3 points, they would move into a playoff spot. Mentioned some of their struggles over the last couple of matches. The last 4 times that they have taken the lead in a match, they have just 1 win. That was versus Austin when they won 3-2, and they gave up the lead in that match, 2-1. And so no lead is safe for Minnesota. This is where they have to execute defensively. And there's a foul on the Loons, and North Texas will have a free kick in the attacking third. It's Hilly. Oh, his arm's a little high and into the back of the head of Caleb Swan. So Timmy Ospina is well offside right now. It's Barron up high, and Edu Neese will pick this up for North Texas. 30th minute of action. Minnesota has just taken the lead, 1-0 on the crest of our hydration break. Philip Tarnu with a beautiful strike. Long ball. Starnes heads it down to Simmons, who controls. Simmons. Swan along to Lewis. Numbers are arriving. Lifted towards the back post, but it's too high. And it rolls out for a Minnesota goal kick. That should take us to our hydration break and a chance for North Texas to regroup and for Minnesota to talk about the positives. They are in front on the road, looking for their 5th road win of the season.
The break will last up to 3 minutes. Thank you.
So let's take a look at the standings once again. North Texas and Minnesota came in today on the outside looking in of the playoffs. And it was Minnesota who sat with 8 wins and on 30 points. But if this result was to hold and they were to move to 33 points, those 9 wins would put them ahead of San Jose on a tiebreaker. The first tiebreaker in MLS Next Pro is wins in regulation. And so still a long way to go, especially for a side that has just 1 win in their last 4 when taking the lead. And for North Texas at home, trying to avoid another home loss and another winless match here at Mansfield Stadium. And 4 matches at home at Mansfield Stadium this year. North Texas has just the 1 win, which came in their inaugural match versus St. Louis, a glorious 3-0 victory. Ricky Lewis scoring twice in that match. But since then, it's been rough sledding. Kane Rizvanovich, goalkeeper for Minnesota, taking his place, holding on to the ball right now. There's the whistle, and play can resume. Minnesota in front of North Texas by a goal here at Texas Health Mansfield Stadium. Philip Tarnu scoring it for the Loons. Anderson Ferris racing into green grass. Goes a long way to Ferris. This shot takes a deflection. It's last off of North Texas. And Ferris, the teenager, earns a corner. That's Alvaro, who's back in the game. And so a corner for Minnesota. Their first team thrives on these set piece opportunities. Is there a trickle down to the second team? Headed away by Alvaro. Simmons first to it. And now Simmons watched by 2. And he tries to win possession back, but it's Minnesota who has it. The goal scorer, Tarnu, ushers it along. This is Friedman. Friedman cutting onto his left. Good idea, but Gonçalves is there to defend. Couldn't find that yard of space, that window to take the shot. But Minnesota in transition can be deadly. We've seen that already today with the goal that was scored. Over the top, Friedman plays this off of Starnes, and the Loons have another corner. So Minnesota has owned these last 10 minutes despite being on the road. And Fernando Ali said of his side that they have done enough in the attacking phase of the game to earn more points and win more matches. It's just the defending where they have to grow. Friedman fires this in, headed away at the back post. Pacoda puts it back inside the 18. Dealt with once more by North Texas. Alvaro trying to hit it away. And there's a foul. And North Texas will have possession. Bad giveaway now. Slip through to Vigilante. He can't continue the attack to Hector Cruz. Coach Adi very pleased with his side right now. Leading on the road in a critical match. Fernando Adi, former Portland Timber star, one of the top goal scorers in their team's history. Nick Dang in possession now for Minnesota. Tarnu, the goal scorer. And Minnesota can play the match on their terms now with the lead. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Advocare Rehydrate. Hydration for today, tomorrow, every day. 37th minute, Minnesota in front by a goal. Philip Tarnu scoring in the 27th minutes of action. And this last 10 minutes has been owned by Minnesota. Dominated the possession, and they continue to have it as this ball will roll out. Throw-in coming for North Texas. And for the home side, just haven't really had any possession with the opportunity to score. Edu Neese did have a shot on goal early off a turnover by Minnesota, but outside of that, they have not really put any pressure on this Loons defense. Alvaro trying to do that with a ball over the top, direct, but Daniel Barron cannot catch up to it. Rizvanovic with a poor ball. This is last headed by Barron, though. Can Minnesota make it to the break with the lead? Swan into Simmons. But Simmons another heavy touch, but he wins it back. Caleb Swan behind Barron, the touch, and Kane Rizvanovic makes himself big and then swats it away. Barron, the touch to set himself up, and Rizvanovic just, again, puts his body on the line and then taps it out. So a corner for North Texas. Rizvanovic is still down. Making his re-entry into the starting 11 after capping with the U.S. Men's Youth National Team in Mexico at the CONCACAF U20 Championships. Started the final, did Rizvanovic. And is a consistent member in the youth national team setup. Now needing some extra time to be checked on. As we've made it to the 40th minute. Minnesota in front. And Rizvanovic being checked in the head and neck area. He is now back up. And we are almost ready to continue on this corner for North Texas. You see 2019, they won the third tier before MLS Next Pro, and then in 2024, won MLS Next Pro Cup, trying to get back to the playoffs. Edu Nice to take this corner, fires it in, headed away quickly by Ferris. It will be a throw for North Texas. Gonsalves trots down to take it. DeMora over the top. Simmons blocked off by Ferris. North Texas swarming, but Minnesota just has answers for North Texas defensively. There's always an outlet and always a place to play. And Minnesota has not been flustered outside of that one chance for Edu Nice in this first half. They've been under control, played the match on their terms and at their tempo. That's why they have the lead. Pacoda. A little tap behind. Alvaro, a miss hit. And now this is Darius Randall, but there was what seemed to be either offside or a handball. Either way, play halts, and North Texas has possession. Simmons there to hold things up and work back to Enzo Newman. Now Alvaro, great sight to see him back up, running and moving well after injuring his right foot for a moment in this half. DeMora sends it away. First header, and then possession controlled by Minnesota. Clarkson. And Rizvanovic. Darius Randall gives little chase, but that's a war he would not have won. 45th minute of action. Minnesota in front by a goal. The early word is 6 minutes of added time. Ricky Lewis, who we haven't said his name very much today. North Texas would love to see him get on the ball a little bit more. Alvaro. And this is Lewis. Neese, nice little touch towards Newman, but it's snuffed out by Jack Clarkson. Swan. Neese. Edu Neese hits the post. And you can tell how frustrated he is. It's been that type of run of matches for Edu Neese. Does everything right there. And Coach John Gall said this week, he said it just feels like and seems like when you're in 9th place, the ball hits the wrong side of the post. And when you're in 4th or 3rd place, the ball hits the right side of the post. But does believe that the soccer gods are looking down on his side. Now this corner. Rizvanovic gets enough of it just to make things difficult. But he said of Edu Neese that he just needs to score a goal. If he can score a goal, then things could change for this side and change in a hurry. There was a goal that was not last time. This ball comes over the top. Rizvanovic runs into Newman, and a point to the spot. Rizvanovic just cleans Newman out here as Newman takes a touch, and then Rizvanovic runs him over. And so a point to the spot. Rizvanovic still doesn't believe it, as he feels like he had every right to that ball like Newman. But now a chance for North Texas to equalize as we've made it 2 at a time. And now we will see who will take this penalty for North Texas. Ricky Lewis has hold of the ball right now, as the most important thing is the health of Enzo Newman. Kane Rizvanovic is a big character. You can see with his height as well as with his profile. There's a reason why he's the first choice keeper for the U20 men's national team. Newman is back up. And he's still arguing his case, but he's not going to win the argument. So much so that he's receiving a yellow card for all the extra talking. So didn't receive a yellow card for the challenge. Does receive it for dissent. And Ricky Lewis held the ball just to give it to Nick Simmons. So now Simmons standing on the spot. And looks like he is the man that's going to be called upon for this moment. Rizvanovic now has to be careful. No funny business as he tries to get into the head of Simmons for this penalty. But Simmons, the Jamaican senior national team member, has capped with the U20s, U17s, and with the senior national team. Steps up with an opportunity to tie this match. Simmons is blocked. Lewis is there on the rebound. Ricky Lewis quicker than everyone else, and North Texas is on the board at home. Simmons slow plays this. Rizvanovic a big step to get to it, but could not keep it out of the path of Lewis on the rebound. And North Texas has their equalizer before the halftime whistle. We said of Lewis, he scored the first goal ever in this stadium and has a very important goal before half here versus Minnesota. 4th goal of the season for Ricky Lewis. And the foul is going to go on Edu Nice. Caleb Swan was trying to hold up the ball as we have moved past 5 minutes of our minimum of 6 minutes of added time. Now Ferris. Nice. And Barron. North Texas really putting some pressure on Minnesota as they're working backwards. Gonsalves gets a toe poke to that. With the goal, with the celebration, and with the penalty. We'll see how much extra time is given past our minimum of 6 minutes. Swan. Barron on it. Now Nice. Cannot control it with Anderson Ferris ranging towards him. And Newman does the right thing there. Puts that into the second rope. Or the second level, rather. So our 6 minutes have come and gone. 2 balls are on the field, so the throw-in has to come in again. Pacoda plays this long into the path of Randall. Randall. And Newman gets a touch to it. Corner for Minnesota. So another lead short-lived by Minnesota. Mentioned that they scored first multiple times over their last couple of matches. Last 4 times they scored first, they then conceded. This corner, an out swinger. Swan swipes it out for another corner. They've given up the lead in all 4 of those matches, and they've come out victorious just once in those 4 matches. Hoping that is not the case today, and would love to retake the lead before half. Another out swinger. And Tarnu is there, but it rolls out. And we go to halftime. Well, it was Minnesota who struck first. Philip Tarnu with a beautiful strike. And then after the penalty was given, Simmons was stonewalled by Rizvanovic, but Ricky Lewis was Ricky on the spot for North Texas. And we are level at 1 apiece at halftime. Coming up in our halftime show, more player profiles plus the upcoming schedule and first half highlights, all when we return. of Mansfield Stadium. We will visit with Chicago's Christopher Cupps about playing for the national team. But first, let's learn another one of our great stories of the player pathway. But this one includes a happy surprise when Portland's Eric Izoita recently made his MLS debut for the Timbers.
On March 22nd, the Timbers called up Timbers 2 midfielder Eric Izoita ahead of their match against the LA Galaxy. Hours later, the 18-year-old academy product was named to the starting 11, making his MLS debut.
I didn't really know if I was starting or anything. I thought maybe I'd be on the bench, I'd play, but I was kind of just waiting for it. I was getting ready. I was like with my family, just chilling at home, really. I found out in the meeting right before the game, so like an hour 20 before the game. The anthem, it's always one of my favorite parts of every game. It's always, for me, that's like the crowd is engaged, everybody. It's just really cool experience. For me, just being in the stands, that's one of the parts of the game. And now being there, being on the field, doing it, it was just a really cool experience for me.
Confidence is everything in moments like these. And from the moment he walked into the locker room, Eric felt the trust of his teammates.
They were all just saying, we trust you, we believe in you, we know you're good enough for this. They were all just really positive, telling me that just to work hard out there, to not overdo it, just get into the game and just keep going. I'd say there was the first 10 minutes, I knew I had to go simple, I had to get it out. Then after 10, 15 minutes, I knew I was settling in. I made one good ball in behind, and then after that, I was good. And then second half, it took me 5, 10 minutes to get settled in again.
Moraz loses out.
In my mind, after I scored, I thought I only took 1 touch or 2 touch. I thought I just ripped it right away. It felt really good coming off the foot. In warm-ups, I had 2 really good shots as well. They both came off the post, so I was hoping it wouldn't come off the post, but it was just a really good shot. I scored, and I knew we had a little chance to get back in it, you know, and it was just a really good moment for me.
These moments come once in a lifetime, and for Eric, having his family there to see it live was priceless.
They were just really proud. They were all like, just asking how the game was, asking all the details. They were talking to me, telling me all the stuff, how everybody was walking up to them. Everybody was saying congratulations, and even though after the loss, everybody was really happy for me. They were asking how they get our seats and how they know where we were, and I think my brother told them where they were at, and they were just really, they didn't even know they were on camera, so it was like really surprising for them.
Eric's dream of making his debut has now become a reality.
I'm really grateful for all the coaches, for all they've done. They've all done a lot for me and everybody else who's on the second team and the first team. And it's really cool seeing the talents coming out of the academy right now too.
Now, he's focused on everything that comes after it.
For me, it's to obviously break into the first team fully, hopefully get regular minutes. Those are my goals. That's one of my goals. Also getting called into the national team, keep getting called in, and then just up from there.
You've earned this opportunity through the work that you've put in, not only this season, but your entire career so far. When this tournament is over, what do you hope you've learned about yourself as a player?
I think for me, as I kind of age up, continue to go from U17 to U18 to U19 with the national team, it gets closer to playing for the senior team, and that's my goal. For me, my country is the most special level to play at. It's like there's nothing that compares to representing your country. And for me, I mean, my family is like very American, like ton of European descent and stuff, but we've been here for a while, and so I feel very passionate about my country. So opportunities like this are really special. To play, I mean, potentially to play at the Azteca could be a super surreal experience representing the US. There's like great history there. And just to represent with people that I've known from youth level people that are Americans but play in Spain, but play across the world is an absolute honor.
The RB in, first one to the ball, the tap, saved off the line by Cups.
But I think after this tournament, it's like I use it as a measuring stick. I have to see where I stack up, what are the things in my game that are still obvious areas of improvement, and how can I close that gap in the next 6 months before the next competition. I think that's what I've tried to do with the national team. Is there these benchmarks where I get to test myself, and this is another one where I get to test myself in a really cool environment with things on the line. It's a unique opportunity, and I'll get a new benchmark, and then I go and beat it in the next 6 months, and that'll be the goal.
The opportunity to build a professional soccer club in Long Island, to me is really unique. Number one, because I'm from New York, I'm from Queens. It's a community that I'm very familiar with, that I resonate with. Long Island has a tremendous source of pride that only Long Islanders know and feel. To do this in a place where there is such a rich soccer history, on the youth end, professionally, is also unique. We're not just launching a soccer club, we're launching a culture, we're launching a community space, we're launching a brand and a team that will make Long Island proud. The Island FC will represent, not just what's happening on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we certainly give more than we take, and that's in all parts of the organization and the club.
I came to Long Island 40 years ago now and created the very first professional coaching organization. And out of that has grown this tremendous industry of viral coaching, super clubs and companies. And this is really an end result for that. It's an opportunity through the Island FC to act as an embracing organization that really brings the island together in a significant way and propels male and female soccer to the top. This is bringing professional soccer right to the heart of Long Island, and it makes that dream a reality. They will see young Long Island players coming through and playing pro here with the Island FC and representing Long Island on that international stage.
Hello and welcome back to the great state of Texas. North Texas SC scoring a goal before half. In added time, Ricky Lewis with the goal to level things at 1-1. This isn't the only match that is going on right now, as we have multiple matches that have been played, also matches that will be played on tomorrow. We see earlier in the week, New York putting it on FC Cincinnati, and CT United, huge win in the midweek versus Crown Legacy. On Thursday, it was LAFC that got the job done versus SKC. And some important matchups. Carolina Core trying to maybe sneak into the Eastern Conference playoffs, but they're down to FC Cincinnati. New England and New York. It's a big result for New York City FC, 2 wins, as New England was searching for a potential first place spot in the Eastern Conference. And now for tomorrow's matches, Dynamo Dos could clinch a playoff spot with a win, as well as Crown Legacy could also clinch a playoff spot with a win. And CT United, in their first season as members of MLS Next Pro, that's a big win versus Philadelphia as they try to cement a spot in the playoffs themselves. Austin, coming off the draw versus North Texas in the midweek, will take on San Jose. And then the late matchup, Ventura County and Portland. That is all due up this weekend. Now it's time to take a look at our halftime highlights. Mentioned it was pretty cagey throughout the first half of this match, and this was a very important opportunity. It's now Vigilante laid this off. It was Cruz. Anderson Ferris, after he dropped this off to Pacoda, it was blocked away by Demore. Very good fashion. But then it was Philip Tarnu with this rocket. Oh my, that's never get tired of seeing that shot. As Tarnu, it just had really something behind it. And then the opportunity for North Texas. Simmons stopped. Lewis would not be stopped. And North Texas leveled things 1-1 after about 45 minutes and change. So we'll go to one last break and then be back for the second half between North Texas SC and Minnesota United FC2.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Almost ready for the second half between North Texas and Minnesota. Both sides in dire need of 3 points to really put them in the thick of the playoffs. North Texas currently sitting in 9th, Minnesota currently sitting in 10th. But neither side more than 3 points out of a playoff spot. There's the whistle, and we begin the second half between North Texas SC and Minnesota United FC2. James Hadnot here with you from Texas Health Mansfield Stadium. We are on match day 25. Minnesota with a quick throw. It's Hilly inside the box. Nobody there to get on the end of that, but Pacoda last with it. He cannot connect with a teammate, and North Texas will have the goal kick. For North Texas, mentioned that they had a positive result versus Austin last time out, earning the extra point in a 0-0 draw. They have not had the best of luck here at home in the wins department. They have just the one win at Mansfield Stadium versus St. Louis and have been a bit inconsistent this season. Have a great performance, like a win over Tacoma 3-1, and then they'll have a poor performance, like a 3-0 loss to Portland. that happened just 2 games ago. And so Coach John Gall needs to see some consistency from this side. Despite how inconsistent the lineup has been, that's just the nature of the second team space, and that's something Coach Gall knows. He's talked at length about it. Whoever is in has to play to the level that is required. Swan tries to flick this along. It drops to Lewis. Newman. Not enough behind that to connect with Nick Simmons. Great idea here by Friedman. Now out wide to Randall. Minnesota playing in transition. Randall cannot go around Gonsalves. And that's going to be a throw-in for Minnesota. So that's the question for the second half. Which side will come out and impose their will on the other? It was very cagey for about 25 minutes in the first half. And then Minnesota started to eke out some momentum. This ball comes into the box, headed away. Control down. And there is contact. Luke Hilly is told to get up. Vigilante with the steal. Oh, DeMora to his right. Denies Sam Vigilante. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Vigilante looked sure to score, but DeMora had other ideas. As a yellow card is shown, but we have to see this stop again. Vigilante does the hard work there, and DeMora watches it the entire way, gets down to his right, and he puts on the cape again for North Texas. On Wednesday, it was 3 straight saves in the penalty shootout to earn the extra point versus the table toppers in the West, and that one most definitely saves the point for the time being.
A yellow card issued to Minnesota player number 90, Luciano Pacoda, in the 49th minute.
So it's Luciano Pacoda who picked up the yellow card for holding up Ricky Lewis. But the stadium is still buzzing after that spectacular save from Eric DeMora. We talked about DeMora. He's become the first choice keeper of John Gall here in the second team space. Played last year in Raleigh at Duke University. But he has played super in between the pipes for North Texas. That is a poor touch from Caleb Swan. That gives Minnesota a throw-in. And maybe that save from North Texas's Eric DeMora can bring some energy to the home side. Another throw-in for Minnesota as we have closed in on 5 minutes gone in this second half. That was the early firework. Sam Vigilante goes around Slade Starnes, has a shot on goal, has his pick of the litter for either side, and Eric DeMora closes his down. Ferris keeps this in. That's a shove from behind by Newman, and it's going to be a foul on Enzo Newman. Randall cannot work around Gonsalves, and now Edu Nice picks out a pass, but it's too far out in front. Leandro Gonsalves. And that's one thing that John Gall wants to see from his side is patience, and wants them to make the easy pass, not try to, for lack of a better term, you hit the home run. Wants to stack singles. That's a baseball term. Augusto commits the foul. This is Alvaro. First gets the ball from Ferris, but does not get the ball with Luke Hilly. So a set piece opportunity for Minnesota. as Hector Cruz places the ball. Whistle blows. Ferris is blocked by Swan. Lewis can't keep that in, so it will be a throw-in. So a missed opportunity for Minnesota, trying to go too quickly. Cruz turns it over to Nice. A little nutmeg by Nice. Simmons can't keep possession, but it will be a throw-in. Also interested to see who Coach Gall brings on here in this second half. Does have reinforcements in the likes of Matty James on the bench. That ball was not out, so Cruz, nothing there. That was soft. So Simmons has it dispossessed from behind by Ferris. And can Minnesota take advantage here? They cannot. Ospina was in front of the opportunity from Vigilante. Swan, too heavy. Tarnu takes contact and will go to ground. Matthew James and Edu Nice were such a talented tandem early on in the season. They were battling each other for the Golden Boot, as you see. Daniel Barron commits the foul on Philip Tarnu. But the well has run dry for North Texas in the goal scoring department from those two recently. As Tarnu needing some medical attention. You saw Barron kind of step over him. Don't know if he caught him in any way, shape, or form as he was stepping over him. Obviously, no ill intent with Barron and his movement, but Tarnu is still down. So, mentioned Philip Tarnu was on loan from his home club in Monrovia, Liberia. He's capped with the senior national team. Had a wonder goal in the first half for Minnesota. And now it's needing to be stretched out. Needs his left leg to be stretched. And now you see the universal signal for a change. So this is not the sight you wanted to see for the Liberian international. Played so well today, has the goal for Minnesota, but the training staff saying that a change needs to be made. So Fernando Adi will have to go to the bench first. We'll see who he brings out. A lot of youth for Minnesota on the bench. So Tarnu, you can see kind of grabbing at that leg, holding at that hamstring. The call for a sub has been made. It has not happened just yet. And now it will commence as Tarnu will come off and Alpha Kabia will come on. So Kabia of Freetown, Sierra Leone comes on for Philip Tarnu. Ferris. Now this is Clarkson. And Friedman, a loose touch. And Lewis too far out in front of Simmons. And you have to believe that that wasn't the ball, as Edu Nice was Central, and just waiting. Nice little turn there from Luke Hilly as he was held up and fouled by Slade Starnes. That's what Coach Gall has discussed, decision making in the key moments and also just improving in both boxes. Feels like his team has played well box to box, but has to be better in their own box defensively and also has to score more goals. Randall's shot is cleared behind for a corner for Minnesota. So Randall just striking one. Slade Starnes is the man there defensively. Tonight's match is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. A corner for Minnesota. This ball floated high. Vigilante trying to corral it and does at the end line. He's shoved down by Gonsalves, and that's going to be a foul and a free kick. So another set piece opportunity for Minnesota in the 59th minute of action. It is Hector Cruz who will do the honors as an option directly to his right in Friedman. Cruz. This ball bounces in the box. Lewis can't head it away. Then Cruz just puts it on frame, and DeMora goes to ground. Hector Cruz making his 5th start of the season, has the 1 assist on the year. No goals just yet. As we move towards the 60th minute, this ball's taken away. Kabia, first touches for him. Finds Darius Randall. Randall around Gonsalves, but can't put it on frame. And as Randall goes around Gonsalves, again, no angle really. Gonsalves was trailing. Slade Starnes was in front. We're here in the 60th minute of action. North Texas and Minnesota level at 1 apiece. It was Minnesota who scored first, and then North Texas who found a goal in first half stoppage time. Lewis trying to shield off Friedman, but Andy Ferris wins it, and Lewis is going to pick up a yellow card for tripping Ferris from behind. So here was the initial potential foul. That wasn't given. And then as Ferris got the ball back, another tangle of the feet. So Lewis has a goal and now is in the book. Free kick taken quickly again. Pacoda puts it inside, headed down. Randall controls and hits the crossbar. Cruz for Minnesota. Ball crossed in. No clearance yet from North Texas. Now Newman sends it away towards Lewis, and this could be an opportunity. Into the path of Simmons. Simmons tries to get it from under his feet. And is the opportunity lost? Ball played central. Swan trying to open up. And North Texas will keep possession. Edu Neese is on the ball now. Barron. Now a corner. But here was this set play as it was lifted in, headed down to Randall. Good control, but could not keep it under the crossbar. And maybe it's just that goal mouth where goals just struggle to find the back of the net. Nick Simmons was saved from the spot by Kane Rizvanovic there. Last match it was Edu Nice who had what looked to be a perfect strike, finding its way to the bottom corner that Charlie Ferrara made a fantastic save. And then we just saw Darius Randall hit the crossbar. North Texas will be happy that that one did not find the back of the net. The home side has a corner, 63rd minute. Edu Nice fires this in. Rizvanovic drops it. Augusto is deemed. That was a foul. So Alvaro, rather. You see he makes contact with Rizvanovic, and then the ball is dropped. It wasn't in the space of play. It was after Rizvanovic had control and had possession. So Nick Simmons will come off and Natty James will come on. So now changes being made. Issa Saidi will come on for Darius Randall. And Max Harwood will come on for Hector Cruz. So that's a tough way to end your day if you're Darius Randall. You thought you had the go-ahead goal, but could not keep it under the bar. Kabia. Now Nick Dang. Taken away by North Texas. Edu Nice tracking backwards just to keep possession. And now North Texas can play on the ball a bit. Alvaro. Newman. See you later. But Jacob Friedman gets back into the play. '65th minute. No goals scored here in the second half. Both goals came in the first half. Philip Tarnu, who has come off via an injury, scored the first goal for Minnesota. And then Minnesota gave up the lead. Rizvanovic with a risky ball that ends up finding Andy Ferris. That is out off of Ferris. And then in added time, a penalty was given. Kane Rizvanovic ran right into Enzo Newman on a free ball. And it was Nick Simmons who missed from the spot, but Ricky Lewis was there for the rebound. Now Newman on the ball. Slaloming through. Not enough into the path of Nice. And Edu Nice would have been offside. Important matchup for both Minnesota and North Texas. Both sides out of the playoff right now. Sam Vigilante racing in possession. Vigilante slithering, stopped off. Slade Starnes has to be careful grabbing at him in the area. Now Saidi, his first touches. And North Texas wins possession. Ball played deep towards Lewis. Ricky Lewis ends up with it. Lewis blocked by Rizvanovic. And then Rizvanovic grabs onto it. And so both teams have had a 1v1 opportunity. Neither side have scored from it as both goalkeepers make fantastic saves. Ferris. Back to Nick Dang. And those are the 1v1 chances you have to have for both sides. But you have to credit the goalkeepers for the saves made. Harwood, Friedman, and Ferris. Kabia. Minnesota just trying to take advantage of the possession right now because, again, things are buzzing for North Texas. This ball's given away. Caleb Swan back to Alvaro. And now DeMora fires this high into the night sky. And Ferris will be shown a yellow card. Andy Ferris becomes the third member of Minnesota United to pick up a yellow card. Luciano Pacoda and the goalkeeper Kane Rizvanovic both on yellow cards themselves. Slade Starnes is down for the moment. Alvaro boosts this away and switches the point of attack to Daniel Barron. Nice, Ospina, and now Gonsalves cannot connect down the line with Daniel Barron. So now Alpha Kabia came on as a sub for Philip Tarnut, finds Luciano Pacoda. Hilly. This is better for Minnesota. Kabia can't find a teammate inside the 18. Sidey. Kabia. 1-2 is not there. North Texas takes over in possession. Lewis tries to take the touch around Clarkson, cannot. No foul there. Slip ball into Harwood. Hilly arriving, but Alvaro goes to ground. Excellent defending from the Brazilian. Now the big switch for him. Barron is on it. This could be trouble for Minnesota. Barron still with it and loses his footing. Play restarts quickly from Kane Rizvanovic. Knows that North Texas is going to keep a couple players back, but now it's Alpha Kabia. Society. Now the substitute. And back to Pacoda. Ferris. Clarkson. Another ball turned over. Can North Texas take advantage in transition? This is Edu Nice. Natty James running with him. Into the path of James. Newman. Nice. Cannot put it behind to Newman. Nice working hard trying to win this back. And that is last off of Nice. This portion of the match is brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center, the #1 hospital in Dallas-Fort Worth. 72nd minute now. Another player down. It is hot here in Texas. 82 degrees at kick. Feels a little warmer. And definitely, after racing up and down the field, doesn't feel very good. Which side has the mental fortitude to make it to the end? Just as I say that, both sides will have an opportunity to get a swig of water. Very important right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The referee has indicated that there will be a safety and hydration break for the players. The break will last up to 3 minutes.
So the hydration break right now for both North Texas and Minnesota. No goals scored here in the second half. Both goals coming in the first half. Philip Tarnu scoring first for Minnesota. And then in first half stoppage time, it was Ricky Lewis scoring his 4th goal of the year for North Texas. Both sides in the second half have had chances inside the box at point-blank range. Samuel Vigilante was stopped by Eric DeMora. Darius Randall was stopped by the crossbar. And then Ricky Lewis on a 1v1. Could not score it around Kane Rizvanovic. And so this sticking to the script of what both coaches told me this week, that they feel like both of their sides are creating enough chances to earn results, but they have not been able to find the goals necessary to secure those results. And there's a reason why they find themselves on the outside looking in right now of the playoffs. But still, plenty of time remaining in the season as we march towards Decision Day on September 20th. This is a 6-pointer with North Texas a couple of points ahead of Minnesota right now. This is Friedman. James gets in front of him and wins it for North Texas. But then it's lost to Harwood. Kabia to the channel. And Vigilante. Now Issa Saidi. Gonsalves there for it. Now Kabia! And that hit the cross. Oh, that hit the woodwork as well. Kabia shot around DeMora. He didn't get a hand to it, and so it hit the post and goes out. And maybe the story that John Gall shared works both ways. When you're in 9th or 10th place, the ball hits the post and goes out. When you're in 3rd or 4th place, the ball hits the post and goes in. And right now, both of these sides cannot get any love from the woodwork. And so now a change will be made. So more substitutions. Jordan Adebayo Smith will come on for Luke Hilly. And Will Maines comes on for Samuel Vigilante. So Jordan Adebayo Smith, former top goal scorer for New England Revolution 2, has made appearances for the Revs first team. So he is a great goal scorer and a guy you want to bring in when you need some goals. So North Texas has to be careful now that he is in the game. Barron to throw this in. Gonsalves. Ball's dumped over the top. Caleb Swan will come to grab it. And now it's Edu Neese. Can't slip it in. Now Lewis off the kind bounce, but he is offside. And you can see Nice and Lewis both crack a smile. The initial ball would have been right at his boot. And he was definitely offside past Nick Dank. And so although the net is still rippling, the goal will come off. Throw in right to Edu Nice. Now Natty James trying to open up. He's fouled. And it will be a free kick. And so Nice will come to have a quick convo with John Gall. You see at the bottom of your screen the head coach in the sky blue. This a foul on Kabia. So Nice walking off from that conversation. Daniel Barron and Edu Nice both stand behind it. 78th minute. A goal now shifts things tremendously. Nice, this ball takes a couple of deflections, and then Caleb Swan swipes it out of play. So now mass changes for North Texas. As you see, Liam Verostic, Samuel Sade, and the young phenom Benji Flowers preparing to come on. So Gonsalves will come off, Ricky Lewis will come off, and Daniel Barron will come off. That's the man to watch right there, Benji Flowers, 15 years of age, already the youngest ever signing for the first team. He's still waiting for his first professional goal. What a moment it would be to find it today. So Flowers is going to play down that left side. Like for like change with Daniel Barron. Verostic, who started last match, comes in as well. He'll play in the back line. And Samuel Sade also comes on as he plays up front. Alvaro controls this. Good idea, but could not connect with Caleb Swan. 81st minute of action, 1-1. Philip Tarnu scoring in the first half. Ricky Lewis answering in the first half. No goals here in the second half. Ball headed centrally, and Pacoda has it. North Texas has numbers behind the ball, but this is Issa Saidi. Verostic just in, Saidi around him. Slade Starnes with the clearance. Now this is Max Harwood for Minnesota. Pacoda gives it up. Verostic just past Edu Nice. Ferris forward to Friedman. Now Kabia through a big hole. Pacoda now on it, watched by Alvaro, and tries to float it to that back post. Maybe sneak it in, but Demora watched it the entire way and was not fooled. This portion of the match is brought to you by Advocare Spark, energy for today, tomorrow, every day. A moment right now for both North Texas and for Minnesota. If Minnesota was to find a winning goal, they would move into 8th place with more regular season wins than San Jose, who currently sits there right now on 33 points. With a win, North Texas would move to 34 points and into the playoffs. Alvaro Augusto is out right now. Slade Starnes sends this forward. Nobody there, but Flowers wins it for North Texas. Verostic, no nonsense, goes back to the goalkeeper, Demora. Now Alvaro. To no one in particular. Flowers can't keep it, but Verostic ends up with it. A loose touch for him as he plays it past Edunice and out of play. There's a lot of conversation around Benji Flowers. Very similar to the conversation around Kevin Sullivan. Flowers is the highest rated player in his age group. That is why he has already signed his homegrown deal. And the word is that he will be off to Chelsea when he turns 18. A $3 million sell with up to $10 million based on incentives and what he does while he's with FC Dallas. This is the young Flowers. You can see very comfortable on the ball, comfortable in his touches. There's a shove by Pacoda of Timmy Ospina. So Ospina, Flowers, chest this down. Edunice into Swan. That's better from North Texas here late. And that first initial action, have to credit the 15-year-old. Flowers using his body, chesting it down. Edunice, a sly ball into the path of Caleb Swan. Just could not curl it into the net. Ferris, excellent there on the 1-2. Now Adebayo Smith goes into another gear, but his touch just left out enough for Alvaro to clear it behind four corner. Adebayo Smith looked sure to have at least a shot there, but Alvaro would not give up. So it is Jacob Friedman. Receives it quickly from Max Harwood. Friedman all the way through. Now Pacoda. Ambitious shot. 86th minute. Still level at one apiece. Will it be a similar story for Minnesota? Taking the lead and then relinquishing it. And not being able to earn a win after drawing first blood. Will it be similar for North Texas? A positive result, and then one to question. This would be a great result for North Texas when you think about it. If they could earn the point and potentially earn the extra point, they'd still be out of a playoff spot with just 2 points on the day. Ospina, floating ball, doesn't reach its target. Clarkson, now controlled by Minnesota. Ball comes central to Adebayo Smith. A lot of green grass for Adebayo Smith. He goes out to Friedman. Friedman loses possession for a second, still with it to the end line, floats it in, headed down, and then Benji Flowers with the clearance. Kabia off the chest of Ospina, and East Society gets to it. 87th minute, Minnesota with a push now. Society works around Verostic, gets the cross off, but Slade Starnes with the clearance. Harwood off the volley, pops it into the air. It'll bounce, and Demora is not very clean. He made that more difficult than it needed to be. Moore will look to pick out Flowers. Kabia is the man with the header. And Minnesota on the prowl again. Kabia picks up a great space. Now it's Adebayo Smith. Jordan Adebayo Smith. And wow. Slade Starnes has to get that right. And he gets it perfect. Once again, Jordan Adebayo Smith is foiled at the critical moment. The touch here gives him an opportunity, and as he was trying to create an angle, Slade Starnes sliding to the rescue. 88th minute now. Tensions rising at Texas Health Mansfield Stadium. Corner is fired in. Starnes the first to it. Sidey heads it back into a dangerous area, and then Caleb Swan clears it away. Ferris puts this back into play. Clarkson along to Nick Dang. Verostic almost wins this and does enough just to earn possession for North Texas. Quickly they move forward. Now Benji Flowers. Flowers racing at Dang. Flowers will take a shot. You love the confidence from the 15-year-old. Tried to have his moment. '90th minute. Ball's given away. Now Neese lays it off, but it's taken down. Could not connect with his teammate. Harwood hits this over the top. Alvaro puts his head down. And that's going to be a foul on Alvaro. Yellow card is shown to the Brazilian as he put his head down and actually ran through the attacking player. So, a free kick for Minnesota. Both sides have had their opportunities. Both sides will feel like they could have gotten more out of the match regardless of the outcome. 6 minutes of added time. So still time for a game winner. Ball pops back to Ferris. He'll take his space. Taps out to Friedman. Friedman guarded by James. Now Friedman. Outswinging ball. Headed away by Alvaro. Sidey ends up with it. Issa Sidey sends it across. Alvaro another clearance. Dang back to Pacoda. Benji Flowers goes to ground. And now a transitional opportunity for North Texas. Natty James is on it. James gliding, shoved down from behind. Foul is given. So now a free kick for North Texas SC in added time. It is Nick Dang who picks up the yellow card. Just pushing down Natty James. The right decision in that moment. Did not want to give them a better chance on goal. But now Minnesota must defend this free kick. North Texas scored their first goal in first half stoppage time. now find themselves in second half stoppage time with an opportunity to take the lead and snatch a victory away from Minnesota after being down a goal. It is Nice who sends it in and does not find a target. Third minute of our minimum of 6. No goals here in the second half. Much tighter and much tenser. Ricky Lewis had a one-on-one that he could not finish for North Texas. Darius Randall for Minnesota had a shot hit the crossbar. Alpha Kabia had a ball hit the post and then bounce out. It's been that type of day. It's been that type of season at times for these teams. Doing a lot of hard work, doing a lot of good work. And they just haven't been able to finish the job. Rizvanovic sends this long. Slade Starn sends it back where it came from. The flick on and the foul. And another free kick for North Texas. So a little bit deeper. But still an opportunity for North Texas to send numbers forward. So Natty James and Edu Nice both around it. Everyone forward for North Texas except for the goalkeeper. It is James right into Flowers, pulls it back to Nice. Edu Nice. Fifth minute. Minnesota's Kane Rizvanovic plays this long, gets flicked towards North Texas's goal. Alvaro will get to it and Demora will control for the home side. Coach Gall told Edu Nice, he said, when you try harder, you make it a little worse. You have to just play freely. Now Adebayo Smith. To the end line he goes. It will be a corner. We've neared our final minute of our minimum. A corner now for Minnesota. Ball is sent in, headed away before it beats the first man. Now ball bouncing around, it drops into the area. Verostic clears it away. Pakoda for the throw in. Will Minnesota get one more shot? Sidey, no. Potential maybe for a long throw for Minnesota, as this might be the last action. Ball lofted into the box. There's a foul. And will North Texas be given an opportunity to go forward? Demora waving everyone on. Ball headed down. As it goes out, the throw-in will be given. There's the clearance, and back-to-back draws for both of these sides. It was Minnesota who struck first in the first half. North Texas with an answer. Neither side could find a goal in the second half, and it ends in regulation. North Texas 1, Minnesota 1. Both sides will earn a point, and we will go to the shootout to see who will earn the extra point this evening. We'll take a break and be back for that shootout right after this. Welcome back here to North Texas and Minnesota. Both sides earning a point after this 1-1 draw. We will go to a shootout to see who will earn the extra point. And let's take a look at the goals. Philip Tarnu scoring for Minnesota. And once you see it, this strike is going to be one of the best goals all year long. As Tarnu hits this, it curves, it curls. It's just gorgeous. I seriously will not get tired of watching that strike. And then it was Nick Simmons after the penalty. Simmons stonewalled. Rizvanovic could not stop the second shot from Ricky Lewis. And North Texas drew level in the first half. Stoppage time. Now this side could find a goal in the second half. Minnesota hit the woodwork twice. Once hitting the crossbar, once hitting the post. North Texas with a one-on-one, could not score. Kane Rizvanovic with a huge save. Also, Sam Vigilante had a shot at Eric Demora, but that was saved as well. And so the goalkeepers have been on full display today, and they will take center stage once again. Eric Demora, who's fresh off his 3 straight saves versus Austin. The goalkeeper for North Texas, and for Minnesota, the U.S. Youth International, Kane Rizvanovic. We have a great goalkeeper showdown. We will see who will take the first penalty. It will be Clarkson for Minnesota. So the long, lonely walk for Clarkson. Jack Clarkson, no goals on the season for him. Eric Demora in goal for North Texas. Minnesota will start this shootout. And the Loons are hoping they start with a successful penalty. Clarkson is true from the spot. And Minnesota gets things started. 1-0 after the first shot. And Clarkson closes his hips at the last moment. Demora diving to his right, and Clarkson sending it to his left. And now Natty James will take the first penalty for North Texas. James, who has capped with the Trinidad and Tobago national team at the senior level. Edu Neese took the first pin on Wednesday. This time it will be Natty James. A switch from Coach Gall. And James rips the cords. Beautiful penalty. And a smart shift from Coach Gall to go to James here to get North Texas started off in style. Great height, side netting. Don't think Rizvanovic saves that even if he guesses right. Now it's a teenager, Andy Ferris, third season with the second team. He is no stranger to these shootouts. And he shows you that he is a stranger to the success at the spot. It was missed wide. A tough miss for Ferris as he was trying to beat Demora. Would not have beat him. He guessed right. And so now, after a successful start for North Texas, Coach Gall sends Edu Neese for this second penalty. Remember, Neese missed his penalty, the first on Wednesday. And that one is perfectly placed. The confidence brewing now for North Texas as Neese slots that home. Very well taken penalty. And so the moment arises for Jacob Friedman. Friedman, another young player. The Bluebirds rain down now. And Friedman silences them. Played collegiately at Monmouth. A second-team All-American there after making more than 45 appearances. So now it is Timmy Ospina for North Texas. Ospina, who played under Coach Gall in the FC Dallas Academy. These two know each other very well, and he is trusted by the manager. North Texas 3 for 3 from the spot. And Ospina with a little swivel as he steps up and scores. And these are just great penalties taken by North Texas. Again, that's an unstoppable pin as well. And you can see the confidence that this side has. Now Adebayo Smith, critical moments. Almost has to score here. Adebayo Smith, no nonsense. And tucks it away as we are now level at 3-3. Mentioned his time in New England. He's no stranger to Next Pro. Also has made some first-team appearances, not only with New England, but also with Minnesota. So now up steps Caleb Swan. FC Dallas Academy member from 22 to 2023. And Swan with a sizzling shot North Texas perfect from the spot. Just fired it into the back of the net. Now Luciano Pacoda has to score. Pacoda does his job. We are level at 4 apiece. Minnesota the only team to miss. And now the opportunity to win it from the spot for North Texas. Just rolled it in, did Pacoda. It will be Enzo Newman, the man that forced the penalty in the first half. Ricky Lewis ended up scoring as Nick Simmons missed from the spot. But now it's Newman's turn. Former MLS next All-Star. And Newman gets the job done for North Texas. The extra point goes to the home side. 5-4 in the shootout. Back-to-back shootout wins for North Texas SC. Again, the stutter, Rizvanovic going the wrong way, and Newman very tidy from the spot. North Texas as a team tidy, making all 5 penalty kicks. And Enzo Newman is your man of the match, presented by Adidas, after scoring the game-winning penalty to earn the extra point. Well, thank you so much for watching here on OneFootball.com and MLSNextPro.com with my fantastic crew. My name is James Sadnot saying so long from the Lone Star State. The final, once again, North Texas 1, Minnesota 1, and North Texas earning the extra point in the shootout 5-4. I hope you have a blessed evening, and we'll see you on the next broadcast.
ATSC fans, stick around for player autographs in the southwest corner of the pitch. Post-match autographs are presented by 360 Rounds
of Major League Soccer.